Welcome back to Digital Wandering. And today I'm going to talk Windows. Now, I think from the channel, you can probably tell that my main desktop operating system that I use is Mac OS. But I do like Windows a lot. It is my second favorite, but it's not a distant second. I've used Windows as my main operating system for about a year and a half to almost 2 years at a time when my main MacBook stopped working. I eventually got that MacBook working again, and I've shown it on the channel multiple times. My MacBook Pro from 2011. But I do know that if need be, I can be fully functional in Windows and I can use it as my main operating system without any problems. It's a really good operating system. And what we have here is Windows 11. And with this machine, now this is a budget machine. It's not the greatest Windows laptop you can get, but it runs Windows 10 just fine. So right now we're on Windows 10. And when I heard about Windows 11, which was interesting because Microsoft at one time said that Windows 10 was going to be the last version of the operating system. I'm kind of glad that they didn't continue with that and they come out with a new version of Windows. For one reason is that Windows 10 build number such and such is hard to keep track of. It's a lot easier to keep track of a high level name like Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, and now Windows 11. Much easier to keep track of that than Windows 10 build number, whatever. So I'm very happy that they have a new version of Windows. And I assume since this machine runs Windows 10 so well, that it would also run Windows 11. But I'm hearing a lot of things online that leads me to believe that a machine of this age possibly will not run Windows 11. This is a machine I got in 2017, but it's like a 2016 laptop. Uh, Now, one thing there was a time on and this is on Microsoft's own Windows 11 laptop. There was a time they had a tool available on here, and I'm just going to keep scrolling until I find it. Here we go. Check for compatibility. Use the PC Health Check app to see if your current PC meets the requirements to run Windows 11. Coming soon. This was active at one time, but I guess there was a lot of complaints from users. So they eventually removed the tool and now it says coming soon, but it's been coming soon for the last few weeks. So I have no idea when Apple, I've got Apple in the brain, when Microsoft will bring back this tool. You do have the system requirements, and for the most part, most of the things I'm seeing here, this machine will be able to meet these requirements, the high level requirements, but there's some other things here I'm not really sure. So I would like to have the ability of using this tool, but I'm kind of resigning myself to the fact that this device will be on Windows 10 going forward and won't get Windows 11. Now that's not the end of the world. Windows 10 will continue to be supported, at least with security patches, I'm thinking until 2025. It depends on the version of Windows that you're using. We can go to the Wikipedia pages or page. You can see some of the support information here that they have here for the support lifecycle Windows 10. So it depends on what edition that you have. But I think for the most part, Windows 10 will be supported to 2025. Now, let's talk about buying a machine to use Windows on. And what is a good strategy? And I did a video recently on a strategy for buying a brand new Mac. But if you're going to buy a machine to run Windows, what kind of strategy will you use or can you use? Now, it's a little bit up in the air because we don't know what I keep saying Apple, what Microsoft's release strategy will be going forward. Now, Windows Windows 10, as you can see here, was released in 2015. So it's been 6 years where Windows 10 was the only version of Windows, or the newest version of Windows, I should say. Some of the older versions were still being supported. Windows 8.1 is still being supported. I think their support runs out in 2023. Let's just double check that. Windows 8.1. I like Windows 8.1 okay. I like Windows 10 a lot better. Yeah, extended support 2023. Yeah, I thought so. There are fans of Windows 8.1 out there. There is a Reddit subreddit for Windows 8.1 users. Apparently, a lot of the users, they like Windows 8.1 over 10 because 10 received accusations of being a little bit overbearing when it came to updates. A lot of the Windows users did not want to update, or they didn't want to be forced to be updated to Windows 10. And you had some users say that their system forced them into updates, and they didn't like that. They wanted to have more control. I think also they felt that Windows 10 was more intrusive as far as its collection of data on the user. So you have some holdouts on Windows 8.1 who are staying there until the bitter end in 2023. So they still have a few years left. But I really like Windows 10 as far as a usability standpoint. The other things I can't really speak on that much. I don't really have an opinion on it at this time. So if you're still on Windows 10, you still have options and support going forward. One of the things that I also want to say is that Windows users are a lot different than Mac users. In general, Mac users tend to update to the most recent, or the newest version of the OS to a large degree. There are very few holdouts that will stay on an older version of Mac OS. Some people have very good reason to do so in order to support certain software. But for the most part, the vast majority of Apple users will upgrade. With Windows is different. Windows tends to have a much longer support for an individual release, up to 10 years, sometimes even longer, I think 11 years sometimes. So people will stay on a particular version of Windows for a very long time and feel no need to upgrade. Especially back in the day when you had to pay to upgrade to a new version of Windows. Many people decided that, hey, since my current version is still receiving security patches and support, and still has full support when it comes to third parties as far as software, I might as well stay on Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows 8.1 now with the other users who want to stay on to that until 2023. As long as they have support, they're going to stay on it. So it's a different culture on Windows as far as in relation to support or upgrading. Now, one thing that's really beneficial to upgrading, yes, you'll still get security patches if you're within that 10-year window on your older version of Windows. You'll still have full third-party support, so you'll still have the latest browsers, the latest whatever software you're using, but you do miss out on the new features that the newer version of Windows will have. So if you are attracted to getting a computer with these new features, you have to upgrade. And I'm someone that's attracted to utilizing the latest operating system that I can run on a machine. And that leads me to the strategy that I would use on Windows going forward. When you meet a new version of Windows, and things are not written in stone yet, since it's still in the beta stage, basically. People are still testing it out on a huge variety of machines. So it's not released to the general public yet. So we don't know 100% on all the machines that will receive it, although we are getting some definite information that you can look into. But if you have a machine that isn't capable, once it's released to the general public, to upgrade to Windows 11, that is the ideal time to upgrade. And the reason being is that you do get the advantage of utilizing the most current operating system where all the resources are going into and all the new features are going to be. You have the option of using that on a machine. What will happen is machines that are Windows 11 capable, they'll have Windows, they'll either be mentioned on the box or it will have Windows 11 already pre-installed. So once you have machines in Windows 11 already pre-installed, so you can buy it brand new with that operating system running, then there's nothing you have to do other than the general setup of the machine. You'll have a machine that runs Windows 11, and the reason getting on earlier is definitely a positive is that we don't know what the future is going to bring with Microsoft and their future releases of Windows. It's been 6 years since Windows 10 has been the main version of the operating system. We don't know how long it's going to be until Windows 12 comes along. It could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. We don't know what their blueprint, what their plans are going forward. So getting into all this into now, you're going to be able to run Windows 11. You'll be able to run it as long as you can on that machine, as long as it's functioning. And that machine, since it's a Windows 11 compatible machine, there's a chance that it'll also run Windows 12 whenever that happens. But at the very least, you'll be able to get in on it early and use Windows 11 as long as possible on that machine and possibly upgrade it to Windows 12 when that becomes available. If you get into Windows 11 late, say you stay on Windows 10 till 2025, and then when when Windows 10 is not supported any longer, so like this machine I have right here right now, I just continue to use Windows 10 on it. I got it in 2017, and if I utilize it until 2025, until Windows 10 runs out of support, I'm assuming that this machine is not going to get Windows 11. I'm just going through with that thought process here. So if that's the case, this machine will then be 8 years old, and say at that time I buy a Windows 11 capable machine. I got something running here. Let's see what we got running here. Wow, that was very overbearing, wasn't it? Let's see if we can go back to that website. I clicked on a video by mistake. Windows 11. My gosh, Microsoft. Okay, so we go back here. All right, so if I then decide to upgrade to Windows 11 after 10 years of using, 8 years of using this particular machine, which came with Windows 10 pre-installed, at that time, if I upgrade, we don't know what's going to happen. Say if Windows 11 is still the only version or the newest version of Windows. If I upgrade to Windows 11 capable machine in 2025, who knows? And if they do the 6-year thing again, in 2026, 2027, they're going to be upgrading to Windows 12. And who knows if that machine that I purchased at that time that's Windows 11 capable will be able to run Windows 12. So I'll always be behind. Getting in on it early means that you can get the most out of your machine under the latest version of the operating system. And then when they release a new operating system, if that machine isn't capable of running it, you may have already got 6 years or who knows how many years, depending on the future versions of the operating system. You can get a lot for your money over that time period until they release a new operating system that your machine cannot run. The one thing I do feel about this Windows 11 situation is I think there could be great fragmentation here. Let's see the Wikipedia. Does it say what the... so the... now look at this. As of June 2021, it's estimated that 79% of Windows PCs, 58% of all PCs, the rest being older Windows versions, and 24% of all devices are running Windows 10. So right now, Windows 10 has amazing penetration. It's being run just by everybody. I mean, 80% of Windows PCs basically are running Windows 10. Now, if they come out with Windows 11 and it's super restrictive and it only runs on a handful of computers or a small percentage, and most people stay on Windows 10, I don't know how that's going to really benefit Microsoft. Now that Windows 10 has such great penetration, to get people on to a new version of the operating system, they may have decided, hey, we have to make this restrictive as far as what machines that will meet the system overall system requirements, because otherwise people are just going to use their Windows 10 machines forever, and they're not going to upgrade to a new machine with Windows 11 because they're not selling this anymore. They're giving it out for free. They're giving out Windows 11 for free on machines that are able to run it. So by making it restrictive, that makes a way for people to upgrade. I know some people refer that as planned obsolescence, but I think it's just a lot of ways it's just business. They're not forcing you to do it. You can stay on the old version, but if you want to utilize the new features and everything else you have here, you're going to need to get a machine that's capable, and you may have to buy a new machine to do that. So that's going to be an interesting situation. I'm really looking forward to once everything is all set, once the beta period is over and it's been released to the public, to see how many users are actually able to run Windows 11 on the machines that they've had for a few years. Because one problem is apparently there are still Windows 10 machines that are being sold. Windows 10 is still the latest release, the one that's out there, and the ones that people can actually use outside of the beta testers that are doing Windows 11. They're still selling machines that run Windows 10 that won't run Windows 11. So you might buy a brand new, maybe a budget device that runs Windows 10, only to find out, even though it's brand new, that it won't run Windows 11. So that's something that they have to think about. Because one of the things that they did in 2015, when they allowed or they sent out the Windows 10 upgrade, they were very, and I think that led to this great penetration that they have now. It was a free upgrade for people that were running Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1. You can get a free upgrade, and I'm sure it goes into that here. I don't have time to go through the entire Wikipedia article. And it was an over-the-air upgrade. And if I remember correctly, they were even allowing people to have pirated versions of those older versions of Windows to upgrade for free to Windows 10. So they were like, okay, we're going to give you a complete pardon. We're going to send out Windows 10 even though you have a pirated version of Windows. They wanted as many people on Windows 10 as possible, and they were very successful with this penetration that they have here. I mean, look at that. Just amazing penetration. They may lose that with this. You may have a situation where the vast majority of people stay on Windows 10, and only a small minority, maybe people that are buying brand new, especially Surface machines and other high-end machines that are going to be Windows 11 compatible, and then other people who had existing machines that just made the cut. But that may only represent a small percentage of users, because Windows is the world's operating system. It's the desktop operating system used by the vast majority of people. And there's going to definitely be some fragmentation if when it actually is released to retailers. How many people will actually be able to upgrade to this. I'm just looking at this shop for Windows 11 compatible PCs at these retailers. It'll be interesting if they are actually telling you right now if a machine will be able to run Windows 11. They don't have the tool, but I don't know how they're going to do that here. Yeah, I'm assuming like a lot of these brand new Surface device, yeah, see, free upgrade to Windows 11. So they do have it marked here. So if you go to Microsoft and these other retailers probably too, they're going to, and you got Amazon, Walmart, you got all the big boys here. They'll probably tell you that it is upgradable to Windows 11. So you do have that right now. If you're in the market of buying a brand new computer, I bought a lot of stuff from Microsoft directly from them as opposed to third parties. They had a lot of good deals in the past. I've talked about them on some of my previous videos. So this is a good place to go if you're looking to buy a Windows device. Although you may be able to take advantage of, steals, great deals is what I wanted to say, as some of these other retailers or other places online, wherever you choose to buy. But yeah, man, I think buying a machine, either waiting a little bit, because one of the things that says a free upgrade to Windows 11. So if you bought this right now, it's going to come with Windows 10 installed, that you will be able to upgrade to Windows 11 when it rolls out for free. But if you could just wait, I don't know when exactly when the release date was going to be for Windows 11. But after the release date, you can buy a machine maybe directly from Microsoft or these other retailers, and it will have Windows 11 already installed at that point. So you don't have to wait for the free over-the-air update. Okay, so to recap, when a new version of Windows is released, and you know for sure that your current machine will not be able to operate that new version of Windows, that's the great time to buy. That's the great time to buy. So this is be the time right now. If you have to save up money, I'll be saving it up right now, and so that you'll have the money ready when it's finally released to the public, and then you can make your purchase on a machine that's capable. And there's a range of prices here, so yeah, you can get the most expensive thing. I mean, even just looking at what we have here, like this Surface Go 2 is upgradable to Windows 11. And some of these prices are a little bit misleading because these are going to be the lowest configured model here. If you have any add-ons, it's going to raise that $400 price up. But yeah, you can go. I mean, if you want to get the default model, you can start off with this $400, and that will be a capable machine for most users. So you have choices here. You can start high, you can start low. Because look at this, they have this one over here. This is over $1,500. This Lenovo device. Where's the badge that says this? This is. I'm assuming this is going to be. Yeah, it says free upgrade to Windows 11 here. So most of the machines they're going to have here directly are going to have a free upgrade to Windows 11. So yeah, I mean, you're going to be shopping around. But this is the time to save up money. This is a time to think about upgrading to a new device and get the most out of Windows 11 if that's important to you, if you want to be on the latest version of Windows. Windows is my secondary operating system. So although I really want to be on Windows 11, since this current device that I have here is working so well under Windows 10, I'm probably going to ride it out for a lot longer. I have to really check my spending. I can't just be spending stuff just because, since Windows 10 works just fine, I'm going to have to stay with it. But if I had some extra money, I would definitely be looking at upgrading to Windows, a machine that's Windows 11 capable right now, and then making that my buying strategy going forward. Riding out to machine with a machine until it cannot run or it doesn't have the ability to run the most current release of Windows, and then at that point buying a new one. And I anticipate that would be 6 to 10 years process where my machine will be able to run the most current version of Windows and then not be able to run whatever the newer release is. Now the good thing is your old release will still be supported. So if you upgrade to a new machine, you still got the old machine to use as a backup, and it will still be receiving security patches for many years. So it's not going to be 100% obsolete. It won't be able to run the latest version of Windows, but it's still going to be supported. So that's the important thing. Some people may not have a need to have multiple machines, but you see me on this channel, I have tons of machines, I have tons of smartphones. A lot of it is because I love tech and I'm a collector. I like collecting a lot of these things. But the main part of my collection is I use stuff. It doesn't just sit on the shelf. It sits on the shelf when I'm not using it. I can only use but so much at one time. But it's there. I have fun with these devices, not just looking at them. I have fun by turning them on and using them. So a big part of it is being able to use as much tech as possible that I want to use, that I'm interested in. So yeah, if you're interested in Windows 11, your current machine can't do it, this is a time to upgrade. We're going to be hearing a lot more about Windows 11 going forward, and I might have some more Windows things in the future. It depends. We'll have to see. But I want to thank you very much for watching. This is Digital Wandering signing off.